Dear students, welcome to the fourth video of Harmonic Basics under the subject Power Quality. So far we have seen number of basic concepts regarding harmonics. We know that harmonics are integer multiple of a fundamental frequency. Harmonics are generated when the electricity is controlled by electronics. So this refers to the concept of nonlinear loads. Then we also saw that harmonics have detrimental effects on system parameters like lightning arresters, transformers, circuit breakers, motors, relays. So detrimental effects of harmonics are overheating, failure, fire results, incorrect reading, incorrect recording, defective manufacturing, and so forth. Now, today we'll have discussion about different harmonic standards which are laid down by different statutory organizations. As we have seen last time, that total harmonic distortion for current and voltage has been laid down by MACB, IEEE and IEC. MACB states that the permissible limit for THD current and voltage is 3%, whereas IEEE states it to be 5% and IEC states it as 1.5%. IEEE has further stated that the current distortion will be based on IC by IL ratio. So we'll have to see this in our forthcoming videos regarding what is IC by IL ratio and how it works in performing the permissible limits observation in this regard. Now we have seen about total harmonic distortion. Now there are individual limits also for individual harmonic components like second, third, fifth, and so forth. All the three statutory bodies have given the recommendation of permissible limit of 1%. Similarly, for voltage also it is 1%. IC has stated that 1% for odd harmonic and 0.5% for even harmonics. Because even harmonics are very less, we have seen that because of a symmetrical waveform, the even harmonic shapes cancel each other and therefore the resultant is 0. So today we'll have different standards about harmonics and what are their features that we are going to study today. So IEEE 519 1992 is the very important standard so far as harmonics are concerned. They have mentioned that it is commonly accepted standard all over the world. This standard has defined PCC, that is point of coupling, common coupling, where harmonic measurements are recommended. The short circuit ratio is defined by this standard as a ratio of maximum short circuit current at PCC to the fundamental component of maximum demand load current at PCC itself. So number of cases it is seen that IEEE 519 standard is followed. Now these standards are also revised 1992 onwards. The next standard is IC 61000 or IC 61000. The International Electrotech Commission, that is IEC, have released their standard numbered IEC 61000. They have developed electromagnetic compatibility EMC standard as applicable to power quality. The limits of harmonic current emissions from equipment drawing current up to 16 amperes per phase and more, drawing current up to ampere per phase and more than 16 amperes per phase are defined in IC 61023 and IC 61034 parts of the standard respectively. Next standard is NRS 048-02. This is South African standard. It deals with power quality. It covers maximum records of quality of supply, QoS, measurements, sorry, and guidelines. Next standard is EN 50160. EN stands for European Nation Standard. So it is European Nation Standard on power quality. So it specifies voltage characteristics for the given harmonic scenario. So in this way, these four standards are followed while studying harmonics or analyzing harmonics. Now, standards for harmonics, as we have seen, we can say that system standards, equipment standards are the more important thing. So, standards are again broadly classified as system standards particular to the system like connections, measurements, PCC, etc. and the equipment like harmonic analyzer or wave analyzer. uh, what should be the specifications of harmonic analyzer that is mentioned in equipment standards. System standards deal with connection of large harmonic producing loads to supply system. IEEE 519 1992, as we have studied earlier, apply to low, medium and high voltage. IEC 1000-2-2-4 apply to low voltage system like LT system having lesser voltages like 430 volt or 220 volt. IC 77B5 standard that apply to the medium, that is voltage system. Equipment standards are applicable to particular equipment. It deals with harmonic performance of piece of equipment, IC 55526 and harmonic emissions standard. System standards are more concerned to utilities, whereas equipment standards are applicable to the manufacturers. So recommendations for harmonics, as we have seen in previous slide, are given by number of statutory organizations, and these are NC-IEEE C57.12. It gives limit for current distortion for transformer at full load, which is 5%. National Electric Code gives the recommended practice for sizing neutral conductors. NCC 82.1 gives maximum THD for HF FL ballast as 32%. So these are certain recommendations for permissible limits. Countries where limits specified, these limits are specified is Australia, France, Sweden, UK and USA. CBIP in India, that is Central Board of Irrigation and Power, has specified THD as 3%, individual as 1%, as we have seen in our first slide. There are no utility norms in India so far. So in this way, these are the standards applicable to various ways of measurement of harmonics and using harmonic analyzers. Next part is what are the MARC recommendations on harmonics. MERC, that is Maharashtra State Electricity Regulatory Commission, has given code that is called Electricity Supply Code and Other Conditions of Supply Regulations 2005 on harmonics, that so we'll come to now 12.0 article which was given earlier by MERC, which mentions about the fact that it shall be obligatory for HT consumer and LT consumer, industrial and commercial only, means residential customers are not included, to control harmonics to his load at the levels prescribed by IEEE standard 519 1992 and in accordance with the relevant order of commission. So we know that MERC has asked us to follow IEEE 519, which states that the harmonic distortion should be less than 5%. Now they have taken total demand distortion for current instead of THD current, and the limitation of THD current depends on IC by IL ratio. Article 12.2 states that the distribution licensee may require consumer within reasonable time, which shall not be less than 3 months, to take effective measures so as to control harmonics on his installation and value not less than such norm in accordance with the regulation 12.1 above. So in this way, MERC has given directives that if the harmonics are beyond permissible limit as stated by IEEE 519, then the period of 3 months will be given to the consumer, and within this period, consumer should bring down the exceeded harmonics below the permissible range. The distribution licensee, on the other hand, may charge penalty or provide incentives for harmonics in order with relevant order of commission. So in this way, distribution licensee may lay down some proposals, like now distribution licensee in Maharashtra, that is Mahadiscom, has come up with the claim that if the harmonics are beyond permissible limits, then 5% of the bill amount will be paid by the consumer against penal charges towards higher harmonics. On this hearing, MERC has given directives that let the consumers have power quality meters, that is PQ meters. And when these PQ meters are installed, the performance of harmonic distortion will be observed, and then it will be decided that what penal charges should be levied on the customer. Therefore, utility Mahadiscom is now taking up installation of power quality meters at various HT consumers. HT consumer is a starting phase. It will be followed by LT consumers. So this is all about today. I hope you have enjoyed the session and understood the concepts. So see you in the next video. Thank you.